Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, a big story from the world of esports, as it looks like the North American League of Legends summer season is delayed by 2 weeks and may just outright be canceled because of player walkouts. So how on earth did we get here? Well, the players, who are represented by the LCS Players Association, walked out following Riot Games' announcement that LCS teams wouldn't need to field an amateur group in the North American Challengers League, starting with the summer season. The LCSPA argues that these new plans would result in an estimated 70 individuals losing their jobs. Meanwhile, Riot defends that the cuts are necessary to ensure economic sustainability for the league. However, since the vote, tensions have risen thanks to pro teams actively looking to field scab players, aka players who would cross the line, so these league teams have a roster for the summer. The LCSPA met with Riot after the walkout, and afterwards, Riot issued a lengthy statement that included this ultimatum. Hopefully, this 2-week window will give us time for productive dialogue between the LCSPA teams and the league, and then resume LCS competition this summer. Delaying beyond the 2-week window would make it nearly impossible to run a legitimate competition, and in that case, we would be prepared to cancel the entire LCS summer season. Carrying this forward, if the LCS summer season is canceled, this will also eliminate LCS teams qualifying for 2023 Worlds. So now we're looking at two pretty insane possibilities when it comes to the North American League and Worlds 2023. One, a deal is not reached and the LCSPA walks out and there's no summer league and there's no North American presence at Worlds. Or two, the summer season is not canceled. The players playing are uncapped scab players, and more turmoil erupts because of this, as the current players get upset with the fact that they are bringing in new players to replace them just to keep things going. Either way, and I'm no esports professional commentator, but I feel like I know enough to say this. Either way this goes, it's going to have major repercussions for Riot, the LCS, just esports in general. And I know some of you are like, but Jesse, what about option 3, where everything works out fine and everyone comes together and agrees, and that would be great. Do I expect it? I don't know about that. It's just one of those things that, you know, if you've been in the world of esports or been stupid enough to own a team or, you know, you exist in that space, I think most people deep down know it's volatile. It is Wild West out there. And there's so much money going in, but not that much money really coming out. And that, I think, is the key, because eventually that ship has to right itself. Boy, a lot of metaphors. But, you know, I'm just saying that the esports world is volatile, and it is not as profitable as people seem to tell you it is all the time. And it's a good way to get money invested, but I think a lot of people are starting to understand that at the end of the day, it's way overvalued for what it is right now. And that is going to lead to more of these conflicts in the future between the companies, the leagues, the players, etc. So expect this and some of the troubles we saw with the Overwatch League and all these other leagues. Expect some more drama in the coming years. In other news, we finally have information about the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, or Metal Gear Solid Triangle? It's called Metal Gear Solid Delta. And yes, this confusingly titled remake has been the topic of conversation amongst my friends and I and the community out there since it was confirmed last week at PlayStation Showcase. In a recent interview with IGN, we got to hear from a Konami spokesperson some more specifics regarding the game's development. And of course, the first question out the gate was, are Kojima or Yoji Shinkawa involved? And the answer, of course, is no, obviously. After the trouble Kojima had with Konami and that whole thing, you know, this is still one of those touchy issues where any hype for this game or support for Konami is sort of clouded by that fact that they forced the man out. According to IGN, the central role will be taken on by Konami developers who have been involved in the production of the past games in the Metal Gear series. These devs will be working with Virtuous, a studio who has been involved in the production of previous entries in the Metal Gear series. So the earlier rumors about Virtuous working on a Metal Gear Solid remake were in fact true, and if you're wondering if other remakes could be on the way, Konami shared, regarding remakes of previous games in the series other than Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, we will listen to player demand and consider accordingly. And look, this goes back to what I was saying. I want the game to be good, but I worry it's gonna miss that Kojima charm. Sure, they're just gonna take what already exists and try to improve it and make it more modern, but I mean, the day the remake was announced, the man tweeted a photo of spaghetti, Sprite, and several Freddie Mercury action figures. It's kind of sad to see a Metal Gear game divorced from Kojima, and you know there's an internal division among fans of the games, and we're gonna see more conversations about this. Yes, Konami stated the story wouldn't be touched, but there's no doubt we're going to see some changes to gameplay and other areas. I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about all this. I'm hyped for it, but yeah, a little hesitant. Let me know. What do you think? In the comments below, that's what they're there for. Anyway, that is it for me. I'll see you all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.